Oh. I almost was killed by a green snake. Whew, that was close. Hey guys, Chris from Nichols Retirement Empire. I'm gonna bring up another nightmare from the 70s to let our children know what it was like growing up in the 70s. And you could probably throw in there the 50s and 60s too. This is going to be totally unimaginable to kids today. They're not going to be able to relate to this in any kind of way at all. But back in the 70s, when we went to elementary school, we had something that was called recess. When the teacher would tell you you could go outside on the playground and do whatever you wanted for a specified amount of time. If you told a group of elementary school kids that today and you just walked outside with them and said, go on, do whatever you want. Here's a ball. They would look at you like you had lost your mind. Like, what do we do? What's the rules? Who's gonna stand over us and tell us, you know, no, I'm not gonna tell you, you go out there, do anything you want. They would freak out. They would have no idea what to do because every second of their life is controlled. Everything they do, there's a teacher, they're constantly watched. That wasn't the way it was back then. Yeah, our teachers would take us out there. You'd turn around and look back and the teacher was so far gone, you wouldn't know. I don't know where they went. I don't know what they did. They smelled like cigarettes when we got back in the room, but I don't know what they did. So there we were on this big, huge playground. And some of the places on the playground had trees. It was like a wilderness. No cell phones. You were on your own. It was like man versus nature. Man versus man. You were out there, anything could happen. Now, most of the kids in the younger grades would play on the playground equipment. Picture the most dangerous playground that you could in your head that would get, whoever owned it sued in a heartbeat for millions of dollars. That's what we played on. And it was all steel, chains, wood, sharp edges, and rust. I mean, the swings were like 50 feet high, It's gigantic with these big long chains hanging down, and then the seat down at the bottom. And the slides were metal, rusted metal slides. And, there was always a mud hole down at the bottom. No matter if it'd been a drought for years, you'd slide until you got in the mud hole and then you'd quit sliding. Because then you get mud on the slide. And once you got mud on the slide, all the other kids got mud on them that went down the slide. And then you have mud all over your whole elementary school. You want to run backwards on the slide? Go ahead. You want to 2 or 3 at a time, jump off the top of the slide? Yeah, just do whatever in your mind as a child you come up with to do on the slide, metal slide with rust. Go ahead, just do it. The swings, monkey bars. Oh my God. The more I think of it, the more. But the swings, I mean, we would swing standing up. We would swing by our feet. They probably had like, pine straw or something down there, to cushion your foot. No, we had rocks. Not pebbles, rocks. Or dirt. If you were lucky, it was just dirt. But that was what was on the playground. And, or it seemed like it, well, I don't know. Sometimes I exaggerate. But it was rough. But it didn't take but about once or twice of you hitting the ground flat on your back after trying to hang on by one hand on the top of the monkey bars or something and swing. And you'd hit the ground on your back and it'd knock the breath out of you and you'd be laying there, and everybody else is playing up above you and swinging and having fun. You'd learn what to do and what not to do. As we got older, we like to organize games. Well, what did the teacher tell you? No, we organized our own games. We'd get a ball and we would go out there and we'd have like a kickball game or whatever, and we'd have rules and we would follow the rules, and we would have a batting order and we would follow the batting order. And if somebody, you know, if there was a problem, somebody broke the rules, we would deal with that ourselves. We didn't have to get a teacher. We didn't have to get the parents involved. We would keep score, and there would be a winner and there would be a loser. And, you know, you learned how to play with the other kids. It might get a little heated, but 99% of the time, it would involve like two guys or two girls, you know, getting in each other's face and having an argument about who was right and who was wrong. And they might get to the point where it's like, well, what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do? You know, and they'd go back and forth with each other. But we all knew that there was a limited time to play. So if you didn't end that pretty quick, if you were going to fight, you need to go ahead and do it right now. And when they saw you weren't going to fight, they'd start playing the game again, and you'd quit and you'd go join the game. So that was the way it worked. We policed ourselves. And if there was a fight, every once in a while, you know, there'd be a fight. We would break it up. And then when you went back in the room, you know, some kid, you know, that kid would go up to the teacher and go, Miss So-and-so, Chris and Johnny, we're in a fight on the playground. And, you know, and the teacher would be, were you guys in a fight? And of course, you're, you know, you got dirt in your hair and your sleeves tore off, you know. Were y'all in a fight? Yes, we were in a fight. Well, she would take care of business. And then when you would get home, your parents would take care of business. And business got taken care of. I always tried to go by the, you know, try not to get into a fight with somebody unless you're pretty sure, you know, you could win. It was my philosophy. As we got a little older, we would play these games. I'll just say they had names that were politically incorrect today. For example, one of the names would be something like kill the man with the ball. Kill the man with the ball. And, you know, you're probably like, well, y'all really weren't trying to kill. No, we were trying to kill the man. It was, ooh, it was. Rules were pretty simple. You could kick the ball, hit the ball, throw the ball. You could do anything with the ball you wanted. But if the ball was in your hands, you were open to being tackled, tripped, hit, you know, whatever. I mean, it was like everybody would try to get you, pile on top of you, tackle you, take the ball from you, whatever, anything, you know. You might have 10 guys stacked on top of you trying to get the ball. And when the ball got loose, you know, there'd be a scramble for the ball. Somebody would kick it or run with it, you know. And it basically was, and if you were fast, you know, and you got it, it was considered kind of ungentlemanly to, if you were like the fastest guy out there, to get the ball and just run away. You know, you had to run back through where all the people were. And it was kind of like rodeo. If you ran around long enough and nobody could tackle you or nobody could catch you, then you could throw the ball out there for somebody else to get. It's kind of like I was on the bull for 8 seconds, so now I can get off. I think, well, why would anybody even get the ball? If you knew that there were 40 people out there that wanted to jump on top of you or knock you down, or why would you do that? Well, you know, if you went to school in the 50s, 60s, or 70s, that game probably happened around you. And you know why you picked up that ball. You picked up that ball because you wanted to prove your manhood by picking up that ball. If you never picked up that ball, everybody out there, everybody would know you were chicken. So if you didn't pick up that ball, and we had a good time, and we didn't get in that many fights. Could you imagine that today? Could you imagine a call down to your school, to your school's principal? You know, the kids were out there and described that game to that principal today. It would be on every news station in America. It would be crazy if a school let kids do that. But we did it, and we did it every day. This was the only time I ever remember them telling us not to do something. One year, off the property of the playground, somebody was building houses. We found out that right out there in the woods was a big hill of dirt. Well, you know what happened next. Man, we were out there. It was king of the mountain. And that was worse than the kill the man with the ball. It was, you get knocked off that thing and go sliding down on your back. We were killing each other on that hill. And they came on the intercom, and the principal came on the intercom and said, nobody is supposed to go down there to where that hill is from now on. So we didn't, because when the principal said something, like you didn't even seeing the principal, he must have stayed in his office all the time. It was like, it was all women teachers. We had one male teacher. And every once in a while you'd see this guy. It'd be like seeing Bigfoot. What was that? You see that, man? Who is that? That's the principal. If the principal came out and getting called to the principal's office, oh my God, I'd have had a heart attack. We were scared to death. I don't know why, nobody ever saw him, you know. We were scared of him. And if you must have been in a lot of trouble to have to go see that guy. I never got called to his office for an investigation. The teachers did all the investigations. I never got called to his office to get a paddling. The teachers took care of all that stuff. Everything, you know, was the teachers. If that guy got involved, you must be getting ready to get killed. After all that stuff I've described, you probably go, well, where were the girls at? I don't know. I have no idea where they were. I don't know what they were doing. I don't know. I have no concept of what they were doing in elementary school. There's a recess in the 70s. Was it that wild? Yeah, it was that wild. Was it that fun? Oh yeah, it was a lot of fun. And you just had to learn, you learned a lot of stuff. How to deal with things, how to deal with bullies, how to deal with, you know, whatever. You just had to learn out there because you were out there on your own. So thanks for watching Nichols Retirement Empire. Nightmares from the 70s, Recess.